Yes guys, what is going on? Today's match between Manchester United and Liverpool has been, of course, postponed, as we all have seen, because of the protests. And you know what, my best mate texted me and said, "Oh, are you the same as the fella here, sulking because of the match?" And I was like, "Do you know what? I'm actually happy. Not that it's cancelled. I would obviously rather have watched the game, but I kind of feel some sort of satisfaction that the fans have literally made history here. They have protested so good and so well and done such an incredible job that they have actually gotten the game cancelled, which wasn't the goal. It wasn't to get the game cancelled, it was just to be heard. And they've been fucking heard, alright. They have been heard. If the Glazers don't want to know about things that are going on at the club, if the Glazers don't want to know about how the fans feel and how the players feel about what's gone on recently, you know, we've been through a lot over the years since those parasites have been in our club. But what happened in the last 2 weeks, for any football fan, but a Manchester United fan especially, they tried to ruin our club. The past 2 weeks were awful, and the Leeds game, coming into the Leeds game, I didn't feel any excitement to watch football. I didn't feel anything. I just felt sad because what they tried to do was literally just basically trying to commit murder against the club. And today I feel that Manchester United and Liverpool is one of the biggest games in the world. Definitely the biggest game in the Premier League, 100%. Man United and Liverpool, there's such a rivalry, there's such a history. Two of, let's say, the best clubs in England, definitely, with the history, with everything. And it is the biggest rivalry in English football. And to have the fans protest before the game, with no goal except the goal of being heard, to have the game actually being postponed, I think that's a win. I think the fans have definitely won today. 1-0, fans versus Glazers. And whether the Glazers wanted to hear this or not, they're hearing it from all angles. There's no way they can escape this. They can avoid emails, they can avoid watching the news, but this is something huge. This is now stemmed into our history. It's cemented in, and that is huge. So fair play to the protesters. Obviously, you know, for what I saw, it looked quite peaceful. There was no doors battened down to get into Old Trafford. The doors were open, they got in. You know, obviously you don't want anyone hurting anyone, you don't want anything being destroyed. But from what I saw, it looked quite peaceful. I haven't yet come across anything that looked to be violent. So fair play to the fans. Fair play to them. Obviously, I would rather be sitting here watching Manchester United versus Liverpool on a Sunday afternoon. But I think it's kind of bigger than that. It's bigger than that today. And again, as I said, what happened in the past 2 weeks, what happened 2 weeks ago, what the Glazers tried to do to us, what Kroenke tried to do to Arsenal, what all these owners and money-hungry arseholes, because that's all they are, what they tried to do to English football, to European football, we can't stand for that. What they tried to do was criminal. And they had no regard for the fans, whether it's the local fans of Manchester, whether it's for the Irish fans, whether it's the fans around Europe or around the world. They did not give a shit about the fans. All they saw was dollar signs, pound signs, euro signs, whatever currency. That's all they saw. And now, they've not only had to listen to us giving out over the past 2 weeks about this whole ESL shite stuff, the Super League, and they've had to listen to us rant about that. They've had to listen to us constantly giving out about the owners, which I feel that this today is huge in the steps forward, because we know since 2005, the Glazers buying United and coming in. They've never been welcome. They've never been wanted, and they never made an effort anyway. There's never really been, they've never bothered to actually try and connect with the fans, although they say they want to rebuild the trust and all that jazz. They've not done fuck all. They have not done fuck all. So for them to come out and say that in their little apology, which I did a reaction video on it if you missed it, and for them to come out and say they want to rebuild trust, it's just a load of shit, because there was none to begin with. They've never bothered to try and grow some sort of relationship or bond with the fans. And sometimes you see Kroenke coming out and at least he makes some sort of effort, or Henry, the Liverpool owner, at least he has some sort of desire to try and connect with the fans. Not that we want the Glazers to try. It's fucking too late now. It's too late now. The only thing for them to do is to go. Sell up and go. To be honest, it's never going to happen, because to them, Manchester United is a money machine. But the best thing would be for them to just run away. Run away. Never going to happen. Wishful thinking. But I think today is just a massive day in history. As I said, yes, we do want to be watching the football, but it was bigger than that. I feel for the players, because of course they're preparing for this game, and it to be cut short at such short notice is obviously frustrating, especially for the players who, have things going on in their lives. They all pretty much do, but with Ramadan and all, I'm not really sure how it works, to be honest. I don't know too much about it, but the fasting and all that stuff. There's a lot going on in footballers' lives, and stuff like this can kind of screw it up a little. I'm sure Jurgen Klopp is going to have a lot to say, because he's always giving out about fixtures anyway, so this is now another match day to prepare for yet again. And I don't really care. I honestly don't care what he has to say. I know Ollie is probably upset as well at the fact that all the work and training to be put into today's game, this Sunday, the bank holiday Sunday, all the work put in, they're going to have to just do it all over again. But at the end of the day, it's bigger than football. The fans have spoken. They've done themselves very, very proud. And yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I'm happy. I'm happy because they've been heard and they're not backing down. That's the difference. As I said earlier, the Glazers have never been welcome at Manchester United. Never. And the fact that there's been attempted protests, there's been wanting of a boycott towards Manchester United, and we've always been doing things like that. Me, I don't buy the jerseys because I don't want to line the Glazers' pockets. I haven't been to a game in 5 years. There's all little ways that we can try and help, yes, but I think now it just shows we're all united, whether there's fans who don't like each other or whatever, but I think we're all united in wanting to get the Glazers out, and that is the most important thing right now. And I feel that this isn't the end, just getting the game postponed, which again wasn't the aim, but that's happened. It just shows that the fans do have power, and we won't stop. So, with that being said, it's not the end. I can imagine now, because people feel so strongly about it this time, because they see what they can do, the power that they have, maybe they will start believing, I'm not buying the jerseys this time. I used to think, oh well, it's not gonna make a difference if I buy a jersey because there's so many people in the world buying them. But this is where it's different, because they see that there is going to be change. The fans like me, the fans who aren't local to Manchester, the fans who are off in other countries far away, who cannot make it to games all the time, we then think, well then I need to take part. I need to step in and help in any way that I can. My way is not buying jerseys. I'm not putting any money into the club. That's my way. And of course, hashtagging Glazers out, all that. So whatever I can do. So us players around the world have now not a job. You can do whatever you want to do. But I think some of us as a collective, we will feel that we now need to do our bit. And that is buying classics from eBay, Depop, whatever website you want to buy from. Don't buy the jerseys and boycott the sponsors. I take part in this football fan collective thing, and I do interviews quite often, maybe once a week or so. And this week I was asked a lot of questions about Manchester United, and one of the questions that came up was about how would I feel if there was let's say a massage gun type of recovery tool that sponsored Manchester United. How would I feel about seeing that partnership happen, and would I want to go out and buy it because they're working with Manchester United? And I was like, oh no, God no, I'd buy the opposite. I'd buy their competitor's product, or I would do anything in my power not to buy that one, because I don't want to be putting money into the club. And I was very, very strict on this and honest, and the guy interviewing was kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand that, but you know, I actually specifically asked, where do these answers go to for this topic? Will they be going to the people at Manchester United? Because if they are, I would like to say, fuck you Glazers, get them out. So I was very passionate in that questionnaire, in that survey. And yeah, I think that as fans, we all feel very strongly about it. I haven't seen anyone opposed to what is going on. All I see is people wanting to boycott, people wanting to protest, people wanting to get the Glazers out, and all involved, because we've had enough. And I definitely didn't think this video would last over 12 minutes, but here we are. But I must say, fair play to the fans. You know, this is huge. As I said, this is a big day in the history of the Premier League. The Premier League have come out and you know, with a statement. So have Manchester United, who have said that they will be doing all they can to help investigate with what's gone on. But yeah, that's it. Well done, fans. 1-0 to the fans, and keep it up. Keep going. Glazers out. Let's get them out. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, drop a like, and of course, please drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts on what has gone on today. Were you at the protest? How do you feel about them? And yeah, thanks for dropping by.